So, guys, we got a bit of a funny story today. So, I said to Megan, do you want to give us a hand? Because we're doing that clearance sale. We've got all these, like, bags here, and I would really like to, like, organize it so, like, there's a good system to be able to, like, get stuff really easily. And she's like, that sounds like a great idea, James, but I'm away to my granny's today. See you about.
Great idea, fucker.
Yeah, pretty much. So, it's me and Guardbros today, and I really like this thread, and honestly, like, I've been browsing quite a bit since the whole happening in Eastern Europe. And I came across this thread, and I thought it was really funny, and it's about Lord of the Rings. And
I'm in this thread, but I can't remember where the fuck I am. I was shit posting the entire time about orcs.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But anyway, so the thread is about what was this an appropriate use of Mordor's defense budget, the Grond wolf knocker. I'm just going to go out there and say it right away. I think it was. Orcs are all about that. I think orcs need, like, okay, so in Lord of the Rings they always need, like, a strong, powerful leader, like, be it a sorcerer or just a bigger orc. And I think stuff like this, it gives orcs a psychological bigger is best in every solution, you know what I mean, in every situation. What would you say?
It's definitely like a shock and awe piece where you want to instill fear in those whose walls or gate you're gonna fucking bash down with this thing. In terms of practicality, I mean, they need fucking don't trolls drag this fucking thing? Is that
but they use tools for everything, though. You know what I mean? They use tools for the Black Gate. They use tools for all the siege equipment.
In terms of like a bang for your buck, I mean, they could have just made a bunch of fucking bombs.
Yeah, they could have. A lot of bombs, but is that the same? Like, you really need that. I think orcs, they require a level of, and also, let's be honest with you, the Witch King is fucking eccentric. Let's just put it out there. The Witch King is hyper eccentric.
Well, the thing is, orcs are definitely leaning into mental warfare because in the beginning of the siege, they launched those fucking heads over fucking walls.
Yeah.
Release the prisoners.
Yeah.
Throw those heads. Yeah.
I mean,
so this is in line with, like, orc mentality, but in terms of, like, practicality and use of budget,
okay, so
this would get the orc liberals in a tiffy over, like, war funds being spent inappropriately.
Yeah, but again, like, let's be serious. When it comes to Mordor's defense budget is kind of insane. And, like, okay, I'm not going to, like, name names or anything, but, like, I'm going to put it out there. Mordor's kind of like China, right? And
China.
This isn't going to end badly at all. But when you think about it, they're an industrial power hub. Their quality is shit tier.
We're gonna build a wall around Mordor, make the orcs pay for it.
Yeah, I think, like, when it comes,
well, the thing is, they tried that and lost the wall to the orcs.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shit show, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
But no, I do think, like, when it comes to it, when it comes to the defense budget and all with Mordor, I think they can honestly do whatever the fuck they want, and the Witch King's gonna buy the stupidest shit of the day anyway, because, like, Lieber's, and Lieber's so cheap, and it's not like how much stuff is actually good quality. The only good
Kings is like speaking of Witch Kings, like, hey, we need a horse. Fuck that. Give me a giant flying lizard.
Yeah.
5 of them. 1 for me. 1 for my boys.
Here.
Fucking suck my dick, orc. Here's your spear.
Here, like, let's be honest with you, though. The Nazgul are probably the most effective weapons in Mordor, or in the Battle of Minister.
Like, any of this proposed orc defense budget spent, thank you, no bacon, spent on those fucking Nazgul. I mean, they were destroying trebuchets and shit, and just raking the walls with big avian lizard claws. I mean, they were like, I think far more effective than, like, most of the fucking orcs down below.
Yeah, let's be honest. Yeah, look, orcs are the definition of cannon fodder. I always wondered this: are orcs in Lord of the Rings actually strong? Like, I would describe them more as wicked and cool. They're not like stupid orcs, like, or anything, but they are wicked and cool.
Like lore wise, Mordor orcs are, like, basically like just like weak cannon fodder. They're strong-ish, not any stronger than a human. But the Uruk-hai were fucking, like, just
Giga Chad orcs.
Balls and shit. Yeah, like, Giga Chad orcs. Yeah,
that's essentially.
Because I believe the Mordor orcs are simply just, they're just there. They're their own race. Uruk-hai were, like, Saruman playing in the fucking like petri dish and trying to become like. I would say that that in Isengard, Saruman was basically creating like his own personal orc race in a way because he was blending things back and forth like a fucking dog breeder.
Yeah, he was doing like, oh, see, he was up to the weirdest shit of the day. And no, how the fuck did no one catch on? He was up to no good. First of all, he just looks evil, right? And 99% of the time, if he looks evil, he's fucking evil. It's the same goes for if someone's a pedo. If they look 99% of the time, if they look like a pedo, they probably are. Let's
literally,
be serious.
if you look at Saruman, you hear like the the Among Us like sus music. Like,
yeah, I'm down. Oh no, I'm not up to no good. Not up to no good at all. No, what of course not. Again, like, you know, it's really weird because, like, you know, when you think about it, I remember even watching the movies at the time, and I was thinking, like, why do they have so many pikes? But then I remember, oh, they're going up against Rohan, but then they bring all the pikes to a siege, you know, and it's like, oh.
It was an odd choice because if you try and scale like a wall, a pike is not going to be your first one of choice. Like usually, well, just in history, people who are charging up walls are using daggers, short swords, maces, that kind of shit. Not like I'm going to take my spear up this wall. What? No. But of course they were fucking, you know, they got fucking backdoored by Rohan anyway. So it's like, well, at least you brought him, I guess.
Yeah, you got that.
So, like, Marines, you will take the ring to Mordor. You gotta do
the drill sergeant voice. Go on,
bro.
Go on.
I'm gonna cough.
This is playing it out badly, but
Marines, you will take the ring to Mordor, and you will throw it into the fires of Mount Doom. You will not steal from the ancient halls of the dwarves. You will not piss in the sacred groves of the elves. You will not gamble with the unblinking guardians of the White Tree. You will go to Mordor, burn this ring, and come back. There will be no fuck-ups. Do I make myself clear? And like a day later, like, it's a tree.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. Oh, fuck, that's great.
Well, like, it says, well, it's actually a good point. Saruman says there's not enough budget for meat in my rations, but there's enough for the Grond. And it's kind of cool, because my favorite scene is that scene, because it shows Uruk-hai, who are more or less Giga Chat orcs, interacting with, like, the lesser orcs, and like, shut the fuck up, don't eat them.
Don't no. I love. You know what?
Why can't we have some meat?
I think that's probably my favorite orc in Lord of the Rings. I think he's more of a goblin, if I be honest with you. But he
well, yeah. So the one goes, why can't we have some meat? He's one of like little goblins.
Yeah.
What about them? They look fresh.
Yeah.
What about their legs? They don't need those.
You know. That's one of the saddest things, I think, about the Hobbit trilogy was the lack of prosthetics. I feel like Lord of the Rings, one of the things they did amazing with the movies was everything looked so good.
That is true. Like, with The Hobbit, it was a lot of CGI, and Lord of the Rings was all practical makeup. And that was actually one... I think that's why the first three hold up better than The Hobbit. The Hobbit was... Well, The Hobbit made Gandalf, well, the actor, Ian McKellen, cry.
Oh, yeah. No, that's just sad, to be honest with you. I really fell for Ian there. I really fell for Ian.
But that scene in that part is just the best fucking scene. It shows orcs, like, being like, the Uruk-hai, like, these fucking orcs, get off of me. And of course, like, fucking Uruk-hai being all Chad and shit. You can't control me. And the heads one, they'll eat them.
But then again, that's something you see again and again in Lord of the Rings. Like, you know, even I always thought it's like, get me your hands off the shiny shit, you know.
Well, like, if I remember correctly, the Uruk-hai were fed really well too, because they needed more because they're bigger, bulkier dudes. We've had nothing but maggoty bread for 3 stinking days, and then, like, I can see how, like, they're like, we're better than this. God, this is goblin food. What the fuck is
it? No, I would argue, my argument for that would just be, again, like, you know, they're supposed to be moving very light. They need to get shit done. You know, the idea of carrying supplies. It's like just you're in Wuhan, get a horse. I'm sure you can pick one up. I'm sure, like, honestly, like, I'm sure there's going to be one or two knocking about, you know.
But I just love that line, like, what about their legs? They don't need those.
Honestly, it's so
they are not for eating.
So, okay, well, let's get back to Mordor, will we? Okay, so, Garbu, you're the professional here. How would you spend the Mordor defense budget?
I mean,
what did we see that worked and what didn't?
Like there's no OSHA in fucking Mordor, and there's no, like, social structure, and you know fucking those orcs are rolling in all kinds of resources. I mean, if you're gonna if they're because they had like assault boats. They had like Orky U boats when they're attacking that city just before Minas Tirith.
Osgiliath.
Osgiliath. So they were like doing U-boat landings on, like, sorry, not U-boat,
Yeah.
U-boat landings on Osgiliath, and they controlled that big bridge then. So I'm like, why couldn't you just like? And I know Grond's super cool, but you're attacking a vertical fortified city. Just, I mean, either which are all lined with gates. Like every tier has a gate to it. And Grond's only going to be good for that one gate. So
But that gate's probably going to be the biggest, though. And also it's going to be the most morale shattering. You know, once they breach one wall, you know, it's only a matter of time before they keep going, you know?
Sam, what I would do is, in my sick, twisted mind, of like an orc, I would actually invest more money in those little, like, because in terms of like morale warfare, I would invest more in those little like hand carrying catapult things that like I believe the Gaelics use them, to like man powered catapults or trebuchets.
I think I know the ones you're on about. I'll throw a picture up so well.
Yeah, and I would literally go tier by tier, collect heads, and keep launching the heads to each tier as you go on, and the heads will get more and more numerous as you go up. So first tier is you have quite a few heads. The second tier you have a lot more heads. You just keep launching these fucking heads with these hand launched trebuchets up and up and up and up and up, and like in terms of like a defendable position, Minas Tirith is actually quite genius because these rings go up and up and up and up, and so if you lose a ring, you simply take another ring, and you're still looking down at your enemy. You can still have defilade fire with a lot of cover. So I would go like barely any archers because you're constantly firing upwards and losing arrow velocity. They have a portcullis cover on the walls. Just go like. I would spend most of my money on those fucking ring raves for one. Try more of those fucking
Yeah. I don't think you need more rings of power.
No joke, dude.
Yeah.
And more yeah, no joke. Make more rings.
Yeah.
More trolls for sure. Trolls carry the day on a siege because they're just giant wrecking balls.
Yeah.
And more black powder. I mean, fucking.
Well, was the black powder only a creation from Saruman though?
Yeah, but I would have to assume he would have shared it with Mordor, right? Like,
I don't know. He was kind of acting alone. He kind of went rogue a bit, I would argue. I think Saruman went a bit rogue, and he did a few sketchy things. Like, first of all, like, you know, before, like, you know, when Gandalf's off by himself. Well, no, whenever the Ringleads are going to get the hobbits, they actually show up and talk to Saruman, and it's whenever Gandalf escapes. And like, you know, they're like, well, look, where is he? But Saruman turns around and is like, I know what you're here for, but they're not here anymore because then I would have the ring and you'd be fucking bound to me. So GTFO, essentially.
But, like, I would just go like all the trolls, like, so basically have like a small, like a more modest Grond, if you will, like a Grond Light or like a Grond Junior that bust that front gate open, but then use those trolls that are pushing that fucking Grond Light to then be an assault force with just more trolls. More trolls. Give me more trolls.
The only thing I could say now, I do think I would go more. Okay, you can use a smaller battering ram. More like, okay, let's just say Mordor's got them bombs and Isengard has. Let's go with them.
More trolls.
But I'm going to put it out there. I don't think the orcs would know what they do, and like, you know, with the word bombs and all that jazz. You know, it's psyching the orcs up. You know, and I think that's really what you need. You need the orcs to be psyched up, you know.
So what you're saying is the orcs got to build their wall? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I yes, definitely, most definitely. They just need more. They just need to give me more wah, and it will do the job. But again, it's one of those ones. I feel like with orcs, because they are more cruel and wicked, they need to have that evil. That evil in them, you know what I mean? Anything that they do, they need to twist it in some weird way, shape, or form. They need to turn it around from what it is and just make, like, say humans come up with an idea. It's like, right, orcs, we're going to take that and we're going to actually make it somehow better. But we're going to, and by making it better, we're going to make it more depraved in some way, shape, or form. Like, I do definitely think, again, that's an analog with Tolkien, and maybe you could argue a bit of a Ted Kaczynski-esque mindset with, like, you know, the orcs like, being very industrious.
Yeah. But like just I'm running through the siege in my head because that's what I do as an idiot. It's like they had siege towers. Just have more siege. You can ignore the gate. We have more siege towers. Just go over it. Just have beefier siege towers where you can flood the walls and then open the fucking gate when you're over it.
Yeah. The big thing I would say is I definitely think most of the good Gondorian soldiers are dead at this point. Like, they've been at war with Mordor for a while. They just keep, they lost Osgiliath. A lot of them died there, and they were fighting for a very long time. Over the course of, I think, 3 years, they fought over Osgiliath. Honestly, Mordor, you know what they fucked up, though, with the most? They hurried it, they rushed it, They should have spent more time waiting before they start. They should have had them elephants before they start fighting. They should have had all that stuff, you know what I mean?
That I don't get. They knew the Southerners were coming, or what they're called.
The Horadrim and the...
Horadrim.
I can't remember the names of them off the top.
So, hey, we got these giant elephants coming. Oh, we should probably wait for them. Were you pressed for time? Was there something... No. I guess the ring thing happened way after.
Well, no, they were pressed for time because... Okay, so... Pippin looked into the stone, the planar, whatever you call them. He thinks that he's with Gandalf. He thinks he's Frodo. He's got the ring. So therefore, Gandalf. Actually, Gandalf is a fucking glowy. So he started that. Gandalf orchestrated that. Gandalf did orchestrate that. It's only coming to me now. He's the one that fucking forced that. Oh my god!
Gandalf confirmed FBI, CIA ?
So the Valar are in fact alphabet agencies.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's a horrible conclusion.
I'm kind of going through the thread real quick, and breaching a gate is one thing, and the orcs flood in. Literally, they have to capitalize on their troll auxiliaries because it's. A single human dude can go toe to toe with an orc, no problem. And say the defenders of Gondor, who are in full plate with spears and pikes. That's a perfect defensive army. They can literally hold the well and just chop down orcs, which is why you have to have more trolls. Because when the trolls go in, the trolls just literally break.
They'll just break lines. Yeah, they'll just eat through lines like there's nobody's business. I remember the first time I ever saw them trolls with the full armor. I was like, holy shit! What? That pretty fucking. Yeah. What age would I have been? I think I would have been 8 or so at the time, maybe. Yeah, I was 8-year-old me's head was whoa, fuck, amazing. Yeah, coolest shit ever,
So, you guys like models? Yeah?
Yeah, you like models.
Heard you did. Because we have a warehouse sale on now. Well, I don't actually know how long I'll be running for because... Go quick.
Okay, so pretty much we moved from keeping stock to put to order about a year ago, but I'll just take a picture and show you guys. We have a ton of stuff.
Needs to go. And also £5 pin-up models. £5. Go.
So pretty much everything's half price, and just go ahead, check out and see what there is because there's tons of it.
Quick! Every week we're going to be doing a giveaway of the new pin-up model of the month, or if models isn't your thing, all of our homebrew content. If you want to be in with a chance to win the giveaway, all you need to do is subscribe. That's it. Hit the subscribe button. That's it.
Do it now.
But last week's winner was this guy. Well done! Yay! Round of applause. Yeah. Everybody stands up and claps. But enough of that. Let's get back to the video.
I was really annoyed because, there are how many fucking wizards on this fucking planet or this planet existence?
There's two or three. Well, there's 2 or 3 blue wizards, but they went off whenever they first came to Middle Earth, and then Radagast.
Where the fuck is Radagast? Bring a giant army of rabbits or something.
He's more he's one of those guys. Who should have fucking showed up and actually fucked about with his yellow boots? Fucking Tom Bombadil. That's.
Yes, the nuclear option, Tom Bombadil.
Yeah, well, I don't know who copied who because
give them a MiG for piss sake.
Who copied who? Was it Was it like C.S. Lewis, really good mates with Tolkien, who copied who, with Tom Bombadil like singing to bring stuff into existence, and I think the same is done with Narnia, with Aslan singing to bring the world into creation. Of course, it's a bit different, but it's using. But again, that's probably a lot older. The power of music.
Yeah, that scene right there. They just like that. Like, hold on, go down. That GIF is why they should concentrate on shock trolls, just to break defenses and allow the other orcs to pile in. So basically, these trolls go through and break up the spear wall or pike wall, which will allow the more normal orcs to kind of flood in and fill the gaps. And you just need more of those fucking trolls, because I know for a fact they had tons of those fuckers running around just fucking doing hood rat shit and pushing fucking siege towers, and you have 4. It's all you got. So they spent all their budget and metal on Grond, and we're like, well, we can't arm the other trolls now. It should be fine.
Yeah, that's true. If I be honest with you, I'll work out what I would go for them. So I'm keeping Grond. I think Grond did the job, but it's only good for one door, which is kind of shit. Let's be serious. But again, is it worth it? I don't know. It's like them up. It definitely did something. It worked at least. That's bare minimum. At least I can say. At least it worked.
It is something.
Yeah, if you're gonna say anything, it's well, at least it worked. The other big thing is, again, the Nazgul, very, very effective, but they're very valuable, and do you want to risk them at all? Are they?
Yes, their only weakness is femoids.
Yeah. yeah. Well, no, to be fair, I think that was only the Witch King. It was an elf that gave the prophecy. I can't remember when. Something about, the elf said, oh, no man will kill him, and I don't know, maybe the Witch King took it hyper. But again,
you said no man, not whoa man.
But again, I think it was Galadriel's dad, and Galadriel's all about that, seen in the future.
I will say one thing. I will say one thing. I'm glad that the warrior chick did it, and not some fucking rando woman power. Because that female character who's the daughter of King Rohan.
She's a niece, so she is.
But basically she's like a. We'll go on a tangent here. She's the proper strong female character because A, she strapped on the armor. B, she didn't make it about herself until that. She had. It was this is my moment, and then she took it. But the entire time before that, she wasn't I'm a girl in combat. I'm a strong woman. She didn't do that. She stayed as a soldier until she was watch this shit. 360 no scope. The fucking witch king. I'm no man, and stabs in the face. That's kind of how a proper strong female character kind of should be.
I mean, that's what gets me.
Work, because she was doing work the entire time, and she wasn't there weren't no glamour shots. She wore a helmet the majority of the time. If you look at most current, if you look at the next Lord of the Rings trailer,
I haven't watched it, and I'm not going to.
I'll ask you, what female character wears a full face helmet? None of them. Only this one character in this movie wore an actual combat helmet, and only took it off to style on the Witch King, which is fine.
But anyway, female characters can't be done very well. I think there's loads of good examples. For some weird reason, they just don't know how to do them anymore. Mostly because they're ham-fisted. Let's be serious. They're really ham-fisted, and they don't even think about what makes them good. First of all, it's not about it's not about making a good character. They focus on the woman bit too much. Where you should just be thinking of a good character. If they happen to be female, they happen to be female.
I would say they hyper focus on her being a strong, independent woman who don't need no armor, helmet, or man. It's I think in The Hobbit they towed the line with that female elf, but she's kind of based for wanting that hot dwarf cock. She's kind of based there.
I see a lot of comments being oh, why the fuck does she like the man with thick
dwarf stumpy. She's all about that shit.
Yeah, I should go back and rewatch the Hobbit movies. I haven't seen much that came out.
We'll say at least she breaks the elf mold. I only date pretty flamboyant female men. She's nah, that dwarf stumpy really neat. She's all about that shit, which is fine.
I like what they do in Lord of the Rings, where like they give up their immortality. It's a really cool concept, and I really like that.
Yeah.
I think that was
sacrifice on
yeah. It's an interesting look at it. I thought it was pretty well done. But of course, it's going to be well done. Like there's no in between.
Wasn't Grond forged from some of the armor bits from Sauron and Sauron's hammer and all that?
I don't know. I don't remember any of that. No. The only thing I could think of like that was, you remember Terminators from 40K, and they have a small piece of the Emperor's armor in their armor. Like it's just like in the shoulder pad it's kept from.
Let's see. Grond was forged by Mordor by the smithies of Barad-dûr during the final years of the Third Age. So it was built specifically for besieging Minas Tirith. That's pretty cool.
So what would be what would Mordor Skunk Works be?
Mordor Skunk Works, in my mind, is like fucking cartoonish shit, like strapping goblins to like fucking like wings and shit, fucking walls. Yeah. Or like trying to like launch airborne trolls via shitty parachutes, via fucking catapults. That's like what my brain thinks up, because I know in the Shadow of Mordor games they show some orcs and trolls as like mildly competent. So like I think in Mordor Skunk Works they would have like repeating crossbows, like just jank as shit, or like spring-loaded knives, and like basically Russia.
yeah. Well, like add more spiky bits, make it look more cruel. Give it like I put a bit of poison on it. Like somehow make it worse. Like covered in poo, that type of shit. More oil, like and that
covered in shit and fire.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Can you light it on fire? That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? You can see the cogs working in the brain.
So apparently Grond was inscribed with spells of ruin when it was forged.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So the Witch King. So this is on the wiki. The Witch King of Angmar laid spells of ruin on it, and so basically it was able to break down the gates in like fucking 3 or 4 blows.
Oh, well then it probably was definitely worth the investment. And also, let's be serious, I said it before.
It's so specific. Like, they made it just for Minas Tirith. Just for those. That's like making that like fucking ramjet powered C-130 for taking off short runways.
I know, but again, at the same time, if they destroy Minas Tirith, that's pretty much a man defeated. Let's be serious. It's only a matter of time before they get everyone else. Minas Tirith is Minas Tirith is what holds Mordor back, and if they can get through that, then all of Middle Earth will be gobbled up eventually. It's only a matter of time.
I am surprised that the orcs didn't utilize more like airborne type things. Like I could see the orcs trying like, what if we tie these giant bed sheets to some goblins and have them just drop those fuckers off on top of the tower? Because Minas Tirith is a ring-tiered capital city, and basically you have to fight level by level, and in the entire time you're always looking up. And you gotta fight through all these gates. If they drop some fucking hood rats on the very top peak, they could literally go unlock, and run around doing horrible shit.
Yeah. You know what would have been a perfect one, right? So I get why they didn't go up the mountain. It's very difficult to get up that way and whatever. But could you not have rang up Moria and been like, "Yo, I need you climbing goblins"? Remember Moria? Because can we get like a few thousand of them, boys?
Well, like, can none of the goblins like hammer a fucking pinion into a mountain and put some rope on it and just climb? Like a fucking smash dunk there.
I don't know, but then again, Moria the goblins, and I don't think goblins can go outside during the sunlight. You know what I mean? It's one of those stupid ones.
Basically, the walls terminate on the mountains. Like, they can't just have these guys just scramble up the fucking corners of the gates, and it's like fuck. I mean, the giant spiders. Have the giant spiders just fucking like skitter up the walls. I mean, it seems. Well, of course, I doubt Peter Jackson hired a fucking military consultant for the fucking movie.
No, I don't think.
But I'm pretty sure Minas Tirith is based off of Mont Saint Michael or Michel. It's a big castle that's in a giant moat. It's one of those tall circular castles, and they're dangerous because mean, you can't build a wall everywhere. Saint Michael is built on a giant singular mountain. You can get surrounded. It was also why on low tide, high tide, it goes in and out. That's pretty smart of them.
I know the one you're on about. You're on the one in France.
Both Minas Tirith. I mean, you got guys who are good at what they say in Game of Thrones. Give me 15 good minutes, and I'm pregnant the bitch. Literally, you just go down the mountains and sneak around and go, and the gate's unlocked. I mean, there's a pro and a con. I mean, your castle back to a mountain. It's easy to defend. You have one way you can come in. Issue is, if you don't have scouting parties and picket lines all over that fucking mountain, you're gonna get outflanked eventually. Say you have a siege for 1 day, 2 day, 3 days. Well, look at the hot gates. They found a goat path. I'm like, we'll just take the army and move it somewhere else. That's what they literally did at the hot gates. They went around the Spartan line. Yeah, and it's the same thing with Minas Tirith. If the Orcs were just not so fucking Zerg minded, hey, why don't we ask those fucking
I would argue the Zerg
cave goblins up the fucking mountain.
I think these are gushed it just because he really wanted that fucking ring back for once, and also I think if they did it, they believed that they would have
fucking jewelry back, bro.
Yeah, I think it would have also been an excuse for them to be hyper I think the problem with Sauron is he believes that they will use that ring, try to use it against him in some way, shape, or form. He thinks he doesn't just think that, he knows that's what they're going to use it for. I
believe he built his entire thing around natural greed of power, so I can see why he would kind of fall into that particular fallacy. Sure.
I think that's what I would buy into anyway. Yeah, no, I believe the whole battle in Minas Tirith, I think that's based off Vienna with the Ottomans and whatnot, and let's be serious, the whole Gohan showing up, you can see the Polish hussars being
that is definitely a mirror of the great Polish as us charge.
That you can see there's a lot of similarities, and with Tolkien's very heavily Catholic worldview, I'm sure he wouldn't think much of the Ottomans. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to have to cut that or not.
Saying the rear cav charge was great, because who wouldn't want to get a rear cav charge off on a huge infantry line with no fucking pickets or anything? And also, by the way, we got a wizard. It's a fucking slam dunk. But how did not a single horseman not notice fucking a league of elephants? You could see them coming. They're 4 or 5 stories tall.
Be honest with you, I think Rohan did a pretty good job against the Hradgan. Yeah. Unironically, as far as it goes, horses versus elephants, I'm shocked.
I do think, despite their king dying, that losses would have been relatively low too. Because basically you go on a horse, you just look at an elephant, and what you do, you just move out of the way of the horse. It shows some scenes where the horse is trying to outrun it. Just turn right, turn left. You fucking a seasoned veteran cavalryman will know. Oh, this huge thing's chasing. I guess I'll just steer to the right and go laterally and get away from it. You're not gonna outrun a fucking giant beast like that. And it's of course it's movie's gonna movie. I get that, but if they show or hear him trying to outrun the Oliphant with the giant was it the Grill of Death?
Yeah, that was a fucking Grill of Death. Yeah,
and literally, I've seen the movie one weekend, and I'm surrounded by reenactors, and all of them they study cavalry stuff and jousting. And they're like, why didn't it steer to the left? Nope.
Nuh-uh. Oh, here also, before I forget, I'm getting into that, the Lord of the Rings tabletop game. Or the war game.
You mean fantasy sword and / magical fun time?
Yeah. It's pretty big where I am, and there seems to be a lot of boys getting into it. I'll send you the pictures. Guardbros actually saw well, but it was my first time painting in ages. I printed these out myself. They will be up for sale on the website. Don't you worry. But
I have one question. Where are all the fucking hot centaur models at? I'm just curious.
sorry, no artists are into that shit, you know. But we do have Minotaur. Well, I do have Minotaurs if you're into that. You know, we got you covered in that.
Minotaurs, bruh, come on. I think it's first monster girl. No thanks.
Well, we do have a few thingies. We do have a few.
Big milkers was not like.
Yeah, there you go. That's I put it up in the community tab. But yeah, so if there's anyone watching that's like half decent at painting, I'll exchange you if you can paint models for me, and I'll print you out models. Does that sound? I'll pay you in models. That sound cool, guys? If there's anyone watching at all, because I painted a model and it was the first time I painted anything in like 3 years.
Working on some not gun to bed Isengard Uruk.
Yeah, I think they look really cool though, don't they? I'll throw the pictures on screen.
Yeah.
I think they came out really well.
Oh, is this one of the ranges you're launching?
And yeah, I'll be putting that up for sale as well. So I will. But I
could paint a fucking baller one of these. Did you ever post that fucking frog girl I painted?
Yeah, I'll throw it up on screen. I think it did whenever you did it at the time.
Fat frog tatties. Yeah, I painted that. But like the Urukai would be fun to paint because it's a lot of steel, but you can do a lot of work with steel to make it.
Yeah, I made it look like shit. It looked like a child did it. It was like it wasn't okay. It wasn't quite thin. My paints, it just looked bad. You know, I'll say it was to tabletop standard at best. How does that sound?
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't definitely not like I've got other models where I've been very happy with the outcome and I think they look really cool. And that was the first time I've really properly tried to paint a model in about 3 years, and it was bad. It was really really bad.
It doesn't look too bad. I mean.
Well, that was spray
TG
painted.
will have something to say about it, but it's fine.
No, well, they're just spray painted, so they're not like, you know, they're just primed. So, you know, I might throw up a picture. So so anyway, as you guys know, Guardbros got a book. Why haven't you not checked out the book yet? Do it. It makes Guardbros cries anytime you look at the website and you don't buy a book. He gets really upset by that.
I use my maid outfit to like mop my tears up.
Yeah, it's really sad.
There's a slight thing where I actually have a book only channel now because YouTube keeps kicking me in the dick. So I make a whole new channel called Guardbros Field Desk where I post only book chapters, nothing else. So hopefully. So hopefully my alt-right racist content will get me shadow banned or what the fuck.
Anything else to cover before we go? You guys know we've got a bit of a sale on. Check it out. It's probably all gone because it's going quick. And here,
buy book.
Oh, also, I suppose because no one's going to be watching this part of the video anyway, because no one does. But so I suppose I suppose for you guys that actually stayed to this bit, you know, well done. And we're working on a bit of a video game. I will flash up some artwork. I can only tell you that it's gonna be a mix between Golden Axe and Streets of Rage. I will not give away any more than that, as we are still in very early development, but it looks like it's going to work out to me at this moment in time. It doesn't look like one of those projects that's just going to get abandoned after a week or two. This one looks like it's really shaping up, and we've got some stuff for it, so look out for that.
This game is not like my dad. It'll not abandon me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so subscribe to Neckbeardia. Subscribe to me if you feel like it.
Shout out Megan for not being here, for fuck's sake. She was like, James, it would be really great to help you like organize all your bags and stuff. But I'm away out. So see you later. Right? I'll be back tonight. So, alright, thanks.
So subscribe to our channels, buy models, buy big fat titty goblin models.
Here, tell us why we're fucking leotards and why you know exactly how to command fucking the forces of Mordor. Yeah. I know we're absolute
fake soldiers.
Stone valor, yeah. Yeah.
What would an Irishman know about military combat?
Yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.